Hello there, thanks for watching today. In case we've not already met, I'm Megan and I'm the creator of Hipstitch Academy, and I'm also a sewing business owner for about the last 17 years. I own a sewing school in Hoboken, New Jersey, where we teach sewing classes to kids and adults and basically anybody who wants to learn how to sew. I am currently living the dream and living and working and being a tourist in Oaxaca, Mexico for the next 3 weeks. I've been here for about a week already. And I've already totally fallen in love with this place. I came here for the textiles and they have not disappointed. I've taken some classes. I'm taking another class this weekend for embroidery. But I've also fallen in love with the people and the weather and the markets and the coffee and the food, and I could go on and on. But anyway, I'm telling you all of this because this week's class is not live because the internet is just not strong enough to do that. So I am doing the video pre-recorded today, and we'll see how that goes. But hopefully I will have it posted for you by Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. It just takes a while to upload it, but anyway, I'm not complaining. We're going to talk about email marketing. We talked about it last week, and as you all know, I feel pretty strongly about the power of email marketing to promote a sewing business like what we have. I think anyone who has a business like ours should definitely be using email marketing to your full advantage. It's a great way to get people to sign up for sewing classes. It's probably the #1 marketing tool that I use. But before we get into this week's topic of business, email pop-up boxes, I do want to remind you that I post a brand new business class just like this on business topics related to starting and growing your own sewing business every single week. They are posted Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and if you would like to look at the schedule of upcoming topics, I post them online. It's at hipstitch.co/video classes. So last week's class that's posted there, I talked about email marketing and I shared with you tips for writing better emails to get you more signups. So if you haven't watched that, it's a pretty good one, and it goes along really well with today's topic of pop-up boxes or sign-up boxes. So in today's class, we are going to talk about the following things. First of all, what is a pop-up box when it comes to growing your email list? What is the purpose of it? Do they work? And what are some different types of sign-up boxes or pop-up boxes? And what makes a really good one? So last week I shared that the conversion rate for email blows away social media. This basically means that someone is way more likely to act or click or purchase something because of something you emailed them versus something you posted on Facebook or Instagram. But this begs the question, how does one get people who are interested in your service on your email list? You can't just take their name and email without asking. You have to get them to commit to doing this. And yep, you guessed it. Pop-up boxes or sign-up forms are the way that we're going to do this. This obviously is not the only way to do it, but they are a method of growing your email list that works really well, and that's what we're going to be talking about. So in case you're not familiar with what I'm talking about when I say an email pop-up box or a sign-up box, so those little boxes that pop up when you go to a website that say, hey, do you love what we do here? Sign up to never miss another announcement of what we've got going on, or sign up here to get, 20% off your next sewing class package. Or, for websites that give information, a lot of times they'll give you a freebie, some sort of training that they do. That's something that I do over on the Hipstitch website. But it's a way to get people to sign up willingly. And yes, they're pretty much the last thing you want to do when you are trying to check out this brand new website, sign up for something, right? You have no idea if you want to. So let's just get this out of the way up front. Pop-ups, yes, they are totally annoying, and yes, they are. There's definitely no disputing that. But when talking about whether or not pop-up boxes or sign-up forms works, that's the funny thing. They're totally annoying, but they actually do really work. Some pop-ups can convert up to 40% of your website visitors into subscribers and leads. That means out of the people who end up on your website, you're going to be able to connect with 40% of them in the future and eventually have them become paying customers. And that's really big because you need this. And even though the first thought we all have about pop-up boxes is that they're totally annoying, they can be done in a less annoying way that is going to help you grow your sewing business in a really meaningful way. I know I was totally against putting one up on my website when I first heard about them and figured out what they were. And when I figured out how to put them on my website, I was kind of like, oh, do I want this? But I tried it, and immediately I was actually blown away about how effective they are in getting people to be on your email list. So, moving on, there are many different types of email pop-up boxes. The first one they call the entrance and exit intent pop-up, and they kind of catch you going in or they catch you going out, and they basically ensure that you never miss an opportunity during the time someone's spending on your page to get them to sign up. And you might be worried that a pop-up box that comes on as soon as somebody goes onto your website seems a little desperate, but if you do it right, it can be less desperate. And like I said, they work. So the next type of pop-up boxes or sign-up forms is called the overlay or the Lightbox. And it's basically kind of slowly comes onto your screen. It's sort of see-through. You're reading whatever content is on the page, and then this pop-up box kind of appears, and you can sort of still see through it. They're not distracting. They're not crazy. It's just like a subtle nudge asking you to opt in, which I think is great. The next type of pop-up box is called the slide-in boxes, and they are they might remind you of the more aggressive type of pop-up boxes, but don't sell them short because they're the ones that kind of slide in from the side or slide in from the bottom. And according to a study by Mad Mimi, look it up, slide-in subscribe boxes actually had a much better conversion rate than any other type of regular pop-up box. So the bottom line is, give people a chance to sort of catch their breath, enjoy what's on your website before you send the pop-up into action. So the fourth and final type that we're going to talk about is sticky forms. So basically you land on a page, a message pops up, and then kind of stays there forever, but out of the way of what you're reading. But they can be kind of annoying because then they cover up part of the content on the page. So they're good because they can't be missed, but you have to be careful with the design because nobody wants this giant footer at the bottom of the page cutting off the stuff that you really want to read. So any of these pop-up types can be triggered by any of the following. So basically you can trigger it by how much time you spend on the page, where you scroll to at a certain point on the page, and then you can be like, okay, you're a third of the way down, pop up. Upon entering and exit, we talked about that, performing a specific action like clicking on a certain thing on the page. And then time triggers are also a common practice. And you basically can say, okay, we want it to pop up in 25 seconds after the person's been on that page. So there's all kinds of things that can trigger a pop-up box. So you might be asking, what makes a really great pop-up box or sign-up form? So I found, they call this the 3 Ps of, this is not something that I made up, this is something I found, but I stand behind it 100%. The 3 Ps of email sign-up forms are prominence, promise, and proof. Each P is important to the success of a pop-up email sign-up form. Prominence, is basically the pop-up email sign-up form needs to be visually prominent on the page. This is not limited by the location of the box, but also includes traits like the color, the contrast, the fonts, and then kind of placing it in more than one location, trying to get them at more than one point. So promise is making sure that you describe specifically what they're going to get from you. You're making a promise. They're going to get an email newsletter, they're going to get a discount, they're going to get a freebie. That's promise. And then proof is by letting, almost like having some customer testimonials in there. A great way to do this is like have a customer say, I've been on the mailing list, I get so much out of it, or I use this freebie and I learned so much, or I've taken sewing classes at XYZ Sewing Studio and it's amazing. Don't miss, an announcement from this studio. So those are the 3 P's of email marketing. So hopefully that gives you a better understanding of how email pop-up boxes and sign-up forms work. If you don't have them employed on your website, I suggest that you do that ASAP. And I go into this in a bit more detail in the Summer Camp Profit Lab video training that I'm doing. I'm actually going to take you through step-by-step setting it up. It's way easier than you think, but I literally take you onto the website, show you what to do, how to make it work on your website. So if you want to get into that a little bit further, that's going to be in the marketing section of this video training. The marketing section launches on Monday, and you can find out all about that training over on hipstitch.co/summercampprofitlab. So you can see all 4 different modules, when they launch, how to get in on it, and I do believe I'm going to be offering the marketing section as a standalone course. I've had a lot of people asking for that, so that will be available on Monday, as I said. So if you still have any questions about the course, about what we talked about today, email pop-up boxes, or about how to write better emails from last week, don't hesitate to reach out. You can always send me an email straight from the hipstitch.co website. I will see you again next week, when a new video will launch on Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And until then, have a great week.